in the field today. I'm in the Caribbean coast of Colombia in the colonial city of Cartagena. And I'm not alone. Let me introduce you to two of my friends.
Hi, I'm Celeste, another Kiva Fellow in Colombia.
What up, I'm Joe, just the dude from Chicago.
We got a great question today, let's have at it.
Hi, my name is Jack. What's social justice?
All right, this is gonna get really deep, so buckle up.
Like always, we'll start with the definition.
Then we'll give an example of social justice.
And finally, we'll put it in context here in Cartagena by discussing how we can remember history through various forms of art.
So let's break apart the term social justice into two parts. The first part is social.
Social comes from the word society, or a group of people. So social means people.
And justice is a legal term. And when I say just, I mean fair. So fairness. So social justice is fairness for all people.
So now let's talk about the difference between social justice and charity. Both are good, but they're a little bit different.
Here's an example. Soccer tryouts. There's a coach looking at all the players' talents except for one, Stacy. The coach won't even look at her in the tryouts because she's too short and he already thinks that she won't make the team. That's not fair.
But how do we respond? Now, charity would respond by consoling, supporting, or trying to make Stacy feel better, but it may not solve the deeper issue. Whereas with social justice, a person would respond by trying to advocate on her behalf or trying to change the structural situation. So, social justice would go to the coach and make sure that everyone had a fair chance. Remember, social justice, fairness for all.
All right, so let's put this in a little bit of context. Here we are in beautiful colonial Cartagena. It's the first colonial city in South America. And by colonial, I mean that it was conquered or ruled by another country. In this case, Spain.
The Spanish used Cartagena as a gateway to the Americas. At the top of South America, it was the entrance point to all of South America, where they were able to accumulate and find a lot of gold and other valuable minerals.
In order to protect that wealth, they needed to have these man-made walls that you can see here. Over 7 miles of these walls protect the city of Cartagena. Check out these cannons.
Cartagena is a beautiful colonial city, but it also has a tough, difficult past in the sense that this beauty was built with the help or the use of many African slaves. And when I say slavery, I'm talking about owning people, as in not fair.
As in not cool.
Mi nombre es José Pérez, soy historiador de la ciudad de Cartagena. Trajeron 3.000 esclavos africanos y construyeron 11 kilómetros de muralla. Ustedes tienen 11 kilómetros de muralla para caminar. Los esclavos duraron 184 años trabajando, casi 2 siglos. Inclusive la muralla la hicieron como forma de fortaleza, porque en ese siglo este era el dorado. Los españoles no solamente invadieron estas tierras, invadieron otros países, lo que viene siendo Chile y Perú. Todo ese oro viene a tener acá.
So these are examples of social injustice, when things are not fair for some people. We need to remember our history so we don't make these same mistakes.
Es importante recontar la historia porque, como dice el Génesis de la Biblia, que a través de la historia comienza el principio de la vida. Por eso es importante reconocer la historia y saber de dónde nosotros vinimos. Por eso es importante reconocer la historia.
There are tons of ways to remember history. We can learn about history in our textbooks, but we can also use forms of art to remember what has happened before, so like Joe said, so we don't repeat the same mistakes. Now, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine named Alex Rocha, who's going to talk about this man right here, Joey Arroyo, who is a famous salsa musician who was born here in Cartagena.
Hello, my name is Alex Rocha from the city of Cartagena, Colombia. Of course, Joey Arroyo, first of all, was a son of an African woman and an African man. And as a child, he lived in one of the slums of Cartagena, but he had an interest for music. So he grew up listening to his parents about how Cartagena started, how they brought Africans to this part of the world, but also how the Africans were mistreated by the Spaniards. So all these ideas were coming into his mind, so he started writing music, and he wrote a song called Rebellion, or Rebellion, where he talks about the mistreatment from the Spaniards to the Africans. And that song basically is a protest against the bad treatment from the Africans to the Spaniards to the Africans. He wants to let people know that the Spaniards mistreated the African women, the African men, and that that's not a good thing to do, and that the people should have the right to live their own life and be free, not being enslaved.
Another creative way to prevent social injustice is for us to remember our history through poetry, right? Much like salsa, it's a creative way to engage the general population. I'm going to share a quick example of a poem written by a hip-hop artist from Minnesota. The poem is called, or the song is called Us, and it talks about our universal kinship or our universal brotherhood as humans, all right? So I go with the feeling straight from the start. Blind in my eyes so I see you with my heart. To me, all y'all look exactly the same. Fear, faith, compassion, and pain. And try as we may to mask it with a name such as your religion, your past, or your race. The same color blood just passed through our veins. And tears taste the same when they're splashed in your face. Take off the chains, see what remains. We're all just humans at the end of the day. And if you close your eyes, I know you see what I'm saying. So, I started rhyming just to be somebody. I found out that I already was. Ain't no one free unless we're all free. Less you, less me, just us.
So in review, social justice is fairness for all. We need to make sure that our laws and our structures and our ways of life offer equal opportunity to everybody, no matter where we are.
So, you keep those questions coming, we'll keep learning together. Dios te bendiga. Hasta luego. So, social justice is
Fairness.